Okay, so Jane scored 140 out of 200 in the maths test, and we're asked to work out what this score is as a percentage. So, in the maths test, 140 out of 200. Well, remember, percentage needs to be out of 100. So, what we can do is change this fraction, and in this case, it's going to be scaling it down, isn't it? Okay, so we've got to ask ourselves, what are we doing to 200 to get to 100? Well, 100 goes into 200 twice, so you're actually sharing it by 2, aren't you? You're making it smaller, so you're dividing by 2. But if you divide the bottom by 2, you also have to divide the top by 2. 140 divided by 2. Remember that process before? When you're doing 140 divided by 2, you can simply do 14 divided by 2. 14 divided by 2 is 7, and then of course it becomes 70, because we're actually doing 140 divided by 2, aren't we? So that'll be 70 out of 100, which is 70%. In the English test, she scored 48 out of 60. Okay, now, I'm going to take a little bit more time on this, okay, because we cannot change that to 100, can't we? You know, obviously 100's bigger, but if I sort of double it, I'm not going to get 100, am I? I'm going to get 120. So, there's a way around that, right, with this, in this case here, and that means we need to just do a little bit more work, okay? So what you can do, right, is change that fraction to start with, so it's actually a lower number on the bottom, okay, but a nice number. So let's change it so perhaps we've got 10 on the bottom, okay? 10. Now we can do that, can't we? Because if you think about it, what am I doing to 60 to get to 10? Well, 10 goes into 66 times, so I'm dividing it by 6. Okay, so if I divide the bottom by 6, don't forget that I've got to divide the top by 6. And 6 then goes into 48. We'll go through your 6 times tables, and it goes into it 8 times. So we then get a fraction, okay, which we can work with a lot better, right? 8 out of 10, okay, you might see what that is as a percentage already. But ultimately, what I can do now, I am able to scale that up to 100, because 10 does go into 100, okay? So I can get my fraction out of 100. Of course, in this case, I'm just timesing it by 10, yeah? Because 10 goes into 100 10 times. I'm going to do the same then to the top. Because I've times the bottom by 10, I times the top by 10. I get 80. So you can see then 80%. All right? So just bear that in mind. Sometimes you can't go straight to 100. You've got to go a different way. So in this case, we went to 10 first by making the bottom and top smaller, dividing by 6. And then we can build down to 100 from there. Okay? And we get around sort of 80%.